they tried each time over and over with the same wrong technology, with the same wrong strategy. And for each and every of their failure, there was each time exactly the same explanation. And after the success of my third attempt, together with Brian Jones, we had a big press conference, hundreds of journalists from the entire world. And the first question took me completely by surprise. I thought I would have to speak about the beauty and philosophical experience of being pushed by the wind around the world. Not at all. The journalist was a very good journalist from the financial press, and he asked me, how do you explain that you could beat these big billionaires with your small team coming from Switzerland? And I had 2 seconds to answer. In these moments it goes very fast in the head. And actually you have to test every altitude, every way to think, every way to answer. Unfortunately, I remembered an observation that I made with my children in my house in Switzerland. In this house, there is a covered terrace. One side is a wall of the house. 2 sides are squares of glass in a wooden frame that you cannot open. And one side, the 4th side, is always open to the garden. You cannot close it, it's always open. And nevertheless, every day in summer, there are dead bees on the floor. And I could not understand why. I could not understand why the bees were trapped in that corner of the terrace. And I started to observe. And I saw that the bees were fighting against one piece of glass for hours or days. They wanted to go through the obstacle, through the problem. Of course they could not. And after hours or days, they were dead on the floor. But there was never a dead wasp. Never. The wasps were never fighting against that piece of glass. The wasps were trying on the left, on the right, higher, lower, and finally they could always find the exit and escape and survive. So when I understood that, I took my children and I showed them the difference between the stubborn and stupid bee who can never change altitude, never drop ballast, never adapt the strategy, and the clever and perseverant wasp who can always drop ballast, change altitude, invent, innovate, find new solutions to be successful and to survive. Well, all this long story to tell you that in the press conference, I gave a very, very unpolite answer. It's a shame, I think, what I said. But it was so short that honestly I believe no one understood. I just said, in my team, we have the strategy of the wasp, and our competitors have the strategy of the bee. Now, of course,